As I said, I'm Will. I'm one of the core team members on Base. If you haven't heard of Base, just quick TLDR. Base is an L2 on top of Ethereum. We roll up our transactions onto Ethereum. We do that so that taking advantage of Ethereum security, all the scaling work that's been done. In addition to that, we can do things really inexpensively and fast. And so just for example, like if you want to send ETH on Ethereum, it's like been times where it's like, okay, I'm not going to use this to buy a cup of coffee. On Base, it's like fractions of a cent, that transaction fee. Using things like paymasters, which I'll chat a little bit about. It's even possible to like sponsor transactions for apps that you're building, especially agentic apps, where people using that don't even have to pay any transaction fees. So but yeah, that's essentially in a nutshell. We're in L2 on top of Ethereum, making Ethereum even faster and inexpensive to use to make it as easy as possible to put the world on chain. And so this is base.org. Highly recommend just bookmarking this page. This is going to be a great go-to. It's going to lead to like all these other things that I'm going to be clicking through. Good place just here to spend about 2 to 3 minutes just scrolling around just for a quick TLDR on what we're doing. The next thing I wanted to show is it's very, very, very important that if you haven't already done so and you're participating in this Agentic Ethereum hackathon, that you've joined the ETHGlobal Discord. We have a base channel here. We're answering questions. You can see I'm in here earlier today. Also, we're dropping all kinds of Sepolia ETH on folks. So if you need that, come in there, hit me up, say, hey, WBins, like however I can help, we're here to help you. Also, the great ETHGlobal folks are here. A lot of the great other networks. We're all building something really awesome together here. Like on Base, we're not like looking at one chain being better than the other. In the future, people aren't even going to realize what network they're on. They're just going to realize that they're part of something that is open to everyone. So get in here, please, if you haven't already done so. Specifically for Base, we also have our own Discord. It's base.org/Discord. There's probably, I think, about 425,000 people who have joined this Discord at any given point in time. There's usually around 25,000 people online. This is one of the best places that you can save to come connect with other people that are doing things on Base. And as a builder, this is one of the most important places that you can be to connect with people that are going to potentially use the app that you've built. Also to look at, hey, what are people doing and engaging with these other apps that people are building? We have all kinds of great opportunities in here to connect with users and also great opportunities to connect with us on the Base team. For example, you need technical support, I'm in here. Other people from the DevRel team are in here. If you need ecosystem support, you've built something, like how do you connect this with trying to get amplified, like from the Base X account. It's almost got like 1 million followers. Like how can we help support you all potentially with grants, other things like that? This is the place to be. So definitely base.org/Discord. The next place I wanted to highlight, if you're somebody that has never used Farcaster before, I highly, highly recommend that you create an account. You can go to warpcast.com. Here, I'm looking at the Base channel. Farcaster is kind of like a mashup between X and Reddit. You have like the short feed where you can send short messages like on X. And then you also have channels, like you see the equivalent being maybe like subreddits on Reddit. And so the reason why it's important that you're on here if you're building on chain is because almost all the users on this platform are purely doing things on chain. So if you're wanting to connect with an audience that's going to have like a really high conversion rate for doing something with your app, this is the best place to be talking to people, building relationships, building community around what you're doing. If you go to X, you post something out there, you go to another platform, Facebook or something like that, there's always going to be a proportion of people that haven't done anything on chain yet. And just by comparison, I was just reading an article maybe over the holidays, right around the beginning of the year, 90% of the world hasn't even held any crypto yet. even though a lot of us here have been in this space for a super long time, that's how much work we still have to do. That's how much of the world still hasn't connected to what we're doing. So Farcaster is a really great way to get that really early group of users that's going to create that network effect of other people around them, their peers, friends, family, etc., that are going to come on chain. Oh yeah, my friend told me about this. I'm going to check out this app. So this is a really great distillment of folks that can connect with your app, give you feedback that are then going to spread out to other people that are going to maybe be coming on chain for the first time using what you've built. Next, super important page that I wanted to highlight here, it's docs.base.org. So we're all in different places in our developer journey. This is going to be a great place to use as a compass for just general information that you might need from a technical perspective. If you are completely new to building on chain, that's okay. All of us in some type of aspect are new. We're a beginner at something. And so it's all relative. But if you're completely new, you've never built anything on chain before, it's going to be challenging in this Agentic Ethereum hackathon, but that's okay. Like, part of a hackathon is getting in there and feeling like, hey, I have no idea what the hell I'm doing. That's life. We all have that, like, I don't know what the hell I'm doing moment in all kinds of things. And so that said, come over here to docs.base.org, check out under learn to build on chain. This is completely free. And so it's going to be really hard in the context of this Agentic Ethereum hackathon, but bookmark this. Come back to this and just start, like doing some of that like slow ramp up work after the fact. I'm going to show you some things here that are going to allow you to get started building some things. Like there's plenty of things you can like copy pasta to do things that previously, like 6 to 12 months ago, would not have been possible because there's no code, there's no reference to be able to ship something out that still has a chance of being competitive in different ways, or in the future being modified. That's something that's going to start getting traction, making some revenue, paying you things that people are actually going to start to use. So bookmark this page. Or if you have friends that are like, oh, I wish that I could have done that hackathon, send them to this page and say, well, there's going to be others. Because like, as Calvin was saying before we started recording, like, hey, nice to see you again. We do these hackathons. Base works with ETHGlobal. We sponsor these prizes. And so it's just a really good opportunity to also connect like your peers if they want to be part of the future ones. Next, if you want to, if you're like already like, hey, yeah, I just actually forked Uniswap. Like, I'm super pro. This is my first rodeo, but you haven't built anything on Base before. Docs.base.org/docs that I'm looking at right now is going to be your quick TLDR on just different things going to be helpful to you, specifically like our tools. Base has really, really, really great tooling around it. There's just like all kinds of different third-party platforms, tools, libraries that support Base. So this is a great place to probably spend about maybe 5 to 10 minutes today. If you haven't already been here, you're already starting to come together with your idea to start to connect the dots. Like, hey, I don't want to build my own indexer. Like, that might take me about a week. There's a ton of like indexers that already support Base. So this is going to like help you really fill out that stack without having to do a lot of that like from scratch work. So, and then the last thing, if you're like kind of in between, super shadowy super coder and super new to this space, our tutorials is kind of like a middle area that I would also recommend spending some time in. This is just going to be like a way if you want to spend like, maybe if you have an idea right now, but you're just like, you don't really have the mental model for like how these pieces might fit together. This tutorials page is just going to, like, if you could spend maybe an afternoon today, you're going to level up a lot. If you're kind of new to building on chain, but you've done a lot of stuff in Web 2, you're going to level up a lot just doing like maybe a few of these different ones about like deploying a smart contract, or like starting to see like how some of these different third-party tools especially work with an on-chain app, I'd highly recommend getting in here. And so that's docs.base.org. Now, so we've been talking about some different things here, just in general about Base, but this is an Agentic Ethereum hackathon. So let's talk about some AI. First off, I wanted to take you all over to the Coinbase developer platform. And over there, you all have a really unfair advantage participating in this Agentic hackathon, because Coinbase has a really good toolkit for building with AI on Ethereum on Base, and it's called Agent Kit. And so right here, this is docs.cdp.coinbase.com/agentkit. I would highly recommend bookmarking this page, because like I said, it's an unfair advantage. Everybody has access to this. So it's like, I'm being somewhat sarcastic, because if we'd been doing this, like trying to figure out how to do this maybe 6 months ago, this stuff just wouldn't exist. And it'd be a huge pain in the ass figuring out, like, I have an idea, but I have no idea how I'm going to connect this stack together. Check out Agent Kit. And so alongside this, just even this past weekend, Coinbase had an on-chain AI weekend in San Francisco doing a hackathon. And so the second unfair advantage you have here is, on this page is a hackathon guide. So it says building with Agent Kit this weekend. Yes, building this week in the Agentic Ethereum hackathon. So 100% please come to this page, because it's going to save you like days of work figuring out things, so that you can just get to the execution phase of your idea. And so this is like, I get kind of geeky about this page, because it just like, I love doing these hackathons. And one of the hardest parts, like, I know, like, being a builder, wanting to be part of this, is like getting out of that idea phase. And there's never any time like at the end, like, oh, I got to do this. There's not any time. This is going to give you all that extra time. And so it makes me excited, because I feel like, as I was saying at the beginning, this is like one of the best times to build, where I feel like in this Agentic Ethereum hackathon, at the end of this, we're gonna be like, holy shit, look what these people built. Because for y'all that have been in hackathons before, there's usually like a large spectrum of like quality projects. I think we're getting to a point like in on-chain app development where it's like, some people are gonna be like, I don't know, I see some of the apps coming out of these, like, how am I gonna compete? And I think that's great, because we really need these super awesome reference apps, and that like levels everyone else up. It's kind of like that rising tide lifts all boats effect. So again, here's Agent Kit. Check out this hackathon guide. And then I just love this page, because it just breaks this all out. So if you spent like the rest of today just going through here, checking out the API docs for Python, TypeScript, it's really going to give you everything you need. And then there's also, like I showed you, the Base Discord. Coinbase developer platform also has a Discord, and they have a channel dedicated to Agent Kit. So if you're like building with this, you have the unfair advantage of having this like as your toolkit to supplement the execution of your idea. And then you're also going to have a channel dedicated to using this toolkit. So, and then I just also would encourage you, like as part of this hackathon, like right now, a lot of y'all are like in hacker mode. It's also a great opportunity to be thinking about, how am I going to take this idea and then go into like founder mode, like where like maybe I'm going to win, maybe I'm going to get really close to getting my idea out, but I don't win a prize like in the base track, but like I'm going to build a legit project. I want to go full time on my job right now. The president's launching tokens, his wife's launching tokens. Like, what's happened in the last 2 months in the United States, like, is just, to me, I'm almost like, this is crazy. Since I've been in the space since 2013, I've never seen such a fast change in the space where so many people are coming in. So it's like also a great opportunity to think about like, okay, right now I'm in hacker mode, but like, how do I want to be taking advantage of this? And like, I want to become a sovereign individual. I want to work for myself. I want to be able to work from wherever I want. I don't want somebody telling me, hey, you live here. This is what your salary is going to be. I'm going to build my own thing. It might not be easy, but I'm going to be in complete control over my own life and launch my own project. And so, like, if you can do that, I don't think it matters if you win a prize in this hackathon. You won the prize. Like, you won the prize of life. So I'd be thinking about that alongside this. Really quickly, like, we don't have a lot of time. We're only doing a half-hour workshop here, but I wanted to click through a couple more things and then save some time for questions. The next thing I wanted to show you is a good supplement to Agent Kit is OnChainKit, and this is onchainkit.xyz. Essentially, like, this is going to give you a template for launching like a full stack app that you can then bolt Agent Kit onto. So if you want like a cool, web page that people are going to be going and interacting with, like OnChainKit is going to give you that, where literally just, in minutes, all of a sudden you're going to have a fully deployed app, like reference app. You can use this template here that like, just again, going back 6 to 12 months, like this stuff just didn't exist. So you see people with like, oh, well, I got the GitHub repo together. Here's what I want to do, or here's my Figma. Here's like a screencast, like how this might work. Like, this is going to give people that huge level up to where like you can have something live people can use. You use this hackathon to get that idea out there. And, here, middle of February, you have an app that like is live on mainnet that's potentially making you money. So here's that on-chain app template that I clicked on when I went to template in the top. Like, you can just clone this, and then it's going to give you like an app that's, you can connect your wallet. It's going to handle transactions. It's going to have a swap component that automatically, like, people can trade tokens on your app. So it's just like, again, you'd be spending days figuring this out if it didn't already exist. Last thing, really quickly, if you go to my X, it's x.com/wbins. I put a link to this. There's like almost 50 different AI, like agentic apps on Base already. Like, give this a scroll through, because this is going to give you a really good frame of reference on what like other people are doing. And it's going to give you like that intel. If you kind of have an idea right now, like, check out some of these other categories and see like, oh, okay, like this one app, okay, that's similar to my idea. Like, here, oh, I see wow, that looks like that's working really good. So it's gonna like save you, like, people that launch first, they have like, the so-called first mover advantage, but there's also an advantage to moving after the first mover, because you can see, oh, they went that way, that worked good. I think I can do this better, and it might work really well. So take that approach. And then just in general, this last thing here is the base.org/ecosystem page. So if you check out like that list of like almost 50 different agentic apps, you can also go in through our base.org/ecosystem page and see how you can combine something agentic with like maybe one of these app ideas, where all of a sudden, like, there's hundreds of apps here. So even if you don't have an idea right now, you want to be part of this hackathon, like, go check out the agentic apps on Base, and then come here to like base.org/ecosystem, spend an hour just clicking around, and I guarantee you're going to start to get like, that's kind of a cool idea, and stick with that like idea that's interesting to you. Like, I wish I could use something like that. Like, that'd be cool if I could add AI to something like Aave, or there's all kinds of different possibilities there. So anyways, yeah, that's it in a nutshell. I feel like we could have done like a 2 or 3 hour workshop on this, and I really would like that. So anyways, but this isn't the end. Let's keep the conversation going. Come over to the Base channel and the ETHGlobal Discord. Let's keep talking about it. Like, if you have some ideas, you want to talk about anything that I covered just in this really high level workshop, I'm there for you. The rest of the Base team's there for you. And yeah, thanks for joining today live, and then people that are watching the recording, thanks for giving this a look, and we'll see you.